Hare Krishna. How to choose your remedies, gemstones, rudrakshas, and yantras. You see, this video is for all the individuals who are learning Jyotish, and also if you know little bit about Jyotish and you've been watching the YouTube videos on astrology here and there, you will connect a lot. Trust me on that. You see, whole my life, I have always been trying to understand the logic behind every principle that we learn in Jyotish. And when it comes to remedies, I wanted a logical explanation. And here it is. To understand logic behind the remedies, we have to understand three things: planet, signs, and houses. Okay. Now, planets, we all know we've got, seven physical, planets, Rahu and Ketu, as the nodes of the moon or the points of the moon. And obviously, we've got nine planets now. So, also, we have 12 signs and 12 houses. Every time you are choosing a remedy for a particular Mahadasha or Antradasha, it is very important to understand this scientific logic. We have our signs divided into, tattvas. For an example, we have fire signs, and then we have earth signs, we have air signs, and we have water signs. Four categories primarily. So, what are air signs? 1, 5, and 9 means Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius are fire signs. 2, 6, and 10, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn are earth signs. 3, 7, and 11, which are air signs, which is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And last, we have water signs, which is Cancer, 4, 8, and 12, Scorpio, and Pisces. Now, whenever a planet is present in a particular sign, it is going to be affected by the tattvas of the sign. For an example, any planet in watery sign, means in 4, 8, and 12, is naturally going to make someone very, very emotional. That is the first, platform on which you have a particular planet. Now, remedies are categorized in India, specifically, in Vedic Jyotish or Vedic Dharma. We have remedies that are, primarily five types of remedies. Obviously, the first one is yagnas or homas, or we also call them as fire rituals. And then the second one, which is very prominent, is fasting, fasting on this tithi, that festival. The third one is mantras, and then we have charities, donations, and last but not the least, doing certain, rituals by taking bath in the water or doing a parikrama of, Narmada or, many, many holy rivers and, taking some sankalpas, energizing the water. So these are some of the prime categories of the nakshatras, which are very, very effective and they're going to give you great results. But how do we categorize it? Fire signs. If you have a planet in the fire sign, remedies which are related to fire are very, very important. So let me first categorize you with the all 12 signs. What remedy you should think in your mind when you see a planet in a particular zodiac sign. So Aries is a fire. So the only thing that you should think when a planet is in the Aries or Leo or Sagittarius is Yagna, which is Homa, or fasting. Now, how is fasting associated with Agni? You see, whenever you do Yagna, right? It technically burns the impurities. All these fire rituals burn the impurities created by certain malefic energies around you, so that your decision making ability becomes better. Similarly, fasting is related to your Jatharagni. Jatharagni is the fire in the stomach that helps you digest. But if you fast, your basically let the Jathar Agni burn. And that Jathar Agni is technically used to burn your impure thoughts and negativity if you're not eating anything. That's the logic behind fasting, right? And when you are fasting and then you are praying, that means you are praying in the most purest form that particular day. And that is what Vishnu loves the most, because nobody is more pure than Vishnu. That is Purushottama, right? So that's how all the fire signs, any planets or multiple planets sitting there, it is the yagna or the fasting. Any, you know, earth element signs like 2, 6, and 10, which is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, the remedies should be donations and feeding, birds, animals, people, right? And giving a lot of donations, charities. Any planet sitting in the air sign 3, 7, and 11. You see, sound cannot travel without air. Sound, if you want sound to travel, you need air. And the best remedies is mantras, right? When you say mantras, there is flow of air coming out and there's a sound which is coming out. So all the stotrams and, sahasranamas and all the mantra chanting is very, very important for planets sitting in the air signs. And when it comes to water signs, it's all about going to a holy river, right? Taking a dip, right? Doing anything which is water, right? Maybe taking a sankalpa, energizing a water, right? Going to a Narmada Parikrama. All these are the remedies associated with watery signs. Isn't that a very logical explanation that there are categories of the remedies and they are actually, proportion to the signs in which the planet is? Now, open your horoscope, see what dasha you are running, and see that planet is in which sign. Is it in the fire? Is it in, the earth element or the air or the water? And once you know the category, you know that this is the first remedy that I should be doing or choosing, for next probably 7 years or 16 years or 18 years, which is going to be a continuous process. Okay. On the same time, right? I mean, if you're going to an astrologist and he's, asking you to just do the mantras and your planet is in the sign of Leo, not suggesting you any homa, well, you know, it's a disaster. Your mantras will only work, when you're doing certain homas, you're doing certain yagnas, havan. That's most important. That's how the logic comes. Now, the other part is what do you think about gemstones, Rudrakshas? You see, wearing a gem, Rudraksha, Yantra, first the worship has to be done. Every time I send someone a gemstone or a Rudraksha, I make sure I do, whatever ritual is possible, homa or maybe a mantra japa, trying to energize it. And, and when we should be using gemstones. You should be using gemstones for only benefic planets which are badly placed. Okay? Any planet which is the friend of your Lagna, but they are badly placed, maybe in 6, 8, and 12, weak, retrograde. Yes, you can wear it, right? On the same time, you know, uh, when it comes to Vipreet Raj Yogas or any malefic planets which are in Upachaya Bhavas or they are making certain Raj Yogas, we can definitely consider you know uh, gemstones and Rudrakshas for the same. At the same time, you can also wear gemstones for exalted and deeply rated planets depending upon if they are friendly to your Lagna. On the same time, if the most beneficial planet is very, very weak, which is combust, astangata or retrograde, that's the first thing that you should do, that you can wear the gemstone. But again, something which is very, very important is that you have to take the chart overall, collectively. So today, what you've learned, imagine, if you have Mercury present in the sign of probably Capricorn. Okay, so let's categorize it. Okay, Capricorn is the natural 10th house. Capricorn is all about earth elements, and Mercury is children, Mercury is sisters. So, what you're supposed to do whenever you go to your sister's place, get a lot of food, give it to her, right? Maybe sweets, mithai, anything that you can take, right? Also, you can distribute food to the poor children or school going children, teenagers, right? Specifically on Wednesday and Saturday. This makes a complete remedy of that particular planet. And if you can choose any sweet which is green in color, right? Anything which is sweet and salty, because Mercury is dual in nature. So you have sweets, you have biscuits, which are sweet and salted. That becomes the perfect remedy. Okay. Now, as an astrology student, as an astrology enthusiast, create remedies, put it in the message, in the comment section. I will approve those remedies for you, that yes, this is a remedy that you can do, and do give me a feedback how wonderfully that remedy worked for you, right? So if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, because any good karma, if you do and that karma helps someone, right, you are also going to take the credit. The Mother Nature is going to give you the credit. I'll come up with another video. Till then, Hare Krishna, Har Har Mahadev Shambhu.